There's the front of the Tucson Mineral Mile shirt. We're going into, guess where? Well, this is the back of the shirt. Folks, I'm going to put this as a thumbnail, so try it and send me an email. Contact at TucsonMineralMile.com. That's where we're at. And we'll tell you in a minute where we're at here for a spring show. We're at S.E.A.M. We're gonna go in. Guess where they're at? They're down here on Tucson Mineral Mile. Right down there is Superb Minerals. Right across the street here is Moroccan Imports. So we'll go in and say hi. Hi, I'm Doc Martin for Tucson Mineral Mile. Well, they sent me an email saying that they had their annual spring show. I guess they've been open, so they're kind of like Barlow's and everybody else along Tucson Mineral Mile, Superb, everyone. They have these openings, grand openings. McCall is going to be doing something on March the 9th through the 10th, and other vendors with her. So McCall and Company, check out that. That's coming up. And we just did Barlow's annual open house a week ago or so, a few days. And now we're here at Madagascar Imports. S.E.A.M stands for the Society of the Export of Ammonites from Madagascar. So I'll go in as we see what happens here on the Miracle Mile. No, Miracle Mile turns up there, but Tucson Mineral Mile continues on to the Coliseum and to the Alpinorial Museum. Well, we are Tucson Mineral Mile. I'm Doc Martin, also the lone journalist at KRAZ-TV. But you know, I was in excitement, I forgot to mention Mineralia. So we're going to show them right next door to Madagascar Imports. Right across the street is Mineralia. And Norcross used to be over here. Norcross, Madagascar, they moved to Plata Street, and they're still along Tucson Mineral Mile. And then right next to these people, of course, I mentioned that it's Morocco Imports. You know, at the end of the show, I showed you them loading a dinosaur. That was right over here. Oh wait, somebody's still there. There's somebody in there right now. So Superb Minerals is up the street. We're gonna go in S.E.A.M. Well, here we are inside, ready to go through the showroom at Madagascar Import, 1200 block of Main Avenue. KRAZ-TV and Tucson Mineral Mile say welcome to the spring sale, the annual open houses and the early birds, the dealer shows in the winter, and the main show and all the associated shows. Thank you. Tucson Mineral Mile says thank you. Here we go. How about big sale today, huh?
Thank you.
I don't have to take your picture, but you can say whatever you want. But we're inside Madagascar, and we thank you for letting us take these pictures, and they get joint rights. So that means they get to download it. They own this video just like I do, and they use it any way they want. But we've been filming here, well, across the street for 10 years. So, Sissy, right? Yes. She's not here, but they let me shoot. They don't want to be seen on camera. I don't blame them. With me filming. Wow. So we just start right out. We have andesites, jaspers, rose quartz. Oh, some of this stuff, I don't want to get opicular. Quartzes, fluorite wands, agates, pyramids, spinel. Kind of looks like cinnabar, but that's spinel. Well, thank you so much for letting me film this. Here we are inside Madagascar Imports. Well, now this is the big showroom. Hi, Doc Martin for KRAZ-TV, and well, it's Tucson Mineral Mile showing you around today. But this is in April the 11th. It'll be through the 13th. But they've been open all the time if you call with appointments, and they stick around here. So, but the annual sale for between mineral shows and after the mineral show was this time now. So this is inside Madagascar Imports. Now, they have ammonites, but I haven't seen them yet. But that is what the name is S.E.A.M. So, but look at the celestites. This is strontium. The element of strontium is in them, so they're gorgeous blue. A lot of eggs, hearts. There's some carved hearts, eggs, wands, massage tools, focusing devices, everything you need for your psychological healing. We all need that, don't we? Oh, look. Hearts from the green. What a wonderful place. Madagascar. They've been here 30 years. There it is, Madagascar Imports S.E.A.M. Inc. Ammonites, fossils, and gemstones. Wholesale and retail too, folks. So the list goes on. We'll take a quick peruse down through here. But in the meantime, I'll take a nice slideshow because you don't need to hear me yakking all the time about a bunch of rocks that you already know all about. But I don't know if you know that it's their spring sale here from S.E.A.M, Madagascar Imports here in Tucson. And yes, it's a long Tucson Mineral Mile. We thank you. And remember, next month on the 9th is McCall, and she's on the Mineral Mile, and she's right behind us over here with others, of course. I don't need to detract from people's work. This is blue calcite. So we got spheres, wands, obelisks. Oh, look at all this. A lot of great weight. I guess you can chill these, warm them up. You know, crystals can handle a wide range, some of them, of temperatures, and it just depends on what you need. Now, is this? I don't know. I was thinking fossil wood, but it's not petrified wood. Look at all this work. A lot of work went into these. So these are cut, slabbed, and then made into I guess a table. I'll be right back as I make more slideshows. Well, for some of the smaller stones, of course, set out here when you first come in the door, and they're drilled. Some of them are drilled, and quite a large collection. And they're $1 a piece. Isn't that wonderful? We'll keep wandering around here at the annual 2025 Madagascar Import Spring Sale. She's along, or they are along the Tucson Mineral Mile. And they're superb. And there's Moroccan Imports. Come to Tucson in 2026. KRAZ-TV, Tucson Mineral Mile, and Madagascar Imports keeps alive the spirit of the mineral shows here in Tucson, even when the show's not here during the winter. So thanks for coming down, as they do a grand and great job and presenting this spring show. So it's getting a little bit hot. Tomorrow or today it's supposed to have reached 100 degrees. This early in April. But I remember when it was a couple of years ago, it was 99 on March the 31st. Bye. Wow, we just turned on the light in here. It was off. Here's the ammonites, folks. Large spheres, natural specimens, geode, good crystal. Okay, good crystals. Oh, labradorite spheres. Oh my goodness. Little bowls. Things to, I guess this round thing here is to hold bigger spheres. And there's fossils. Wow, somebody went to a lot of work with that one, huh? Agates, all hard stone. Well, here it is. These have been cleaned up. These are ammonites from Madagascar. This is the whole reason S.E.A.M exists. And we hope that you will come down and visit them, because we exist to show you them. And Tucson Mineral Mile and Madagascar and all the folks here, we're the backbone of the Tucson industry, because we stay, or they stay here all year long and have shops and stay open and keep the flavor of the show coming, so that when all the visitors and the more, academic shows like, well, the Harvard collection came a few years ago to downtown Tucson. And of course, if you have Alfie Norville, she was instrumental in keeping the show here many years ago, and that's why there's a museum downtown along Tucson Mineral Mile called the Alfie Norville Museum, Gem and Mineral of the university. When we say that, the Board of Regents get joint rights. So I guess they get it along with Madagascar here. Goodbye. Fluorite from Madagascar. This natural collage is way more than one ammonite. So I don't know how many's in there. There's at least a dozen that we can see. But we'll see you later, and I'll go on down the road to another gem show. But today we're showing you, and we're going to finish out with a nice slideshow, and there'll be lots of fossils in there too. Thanks for watching Carrie's ETV, and especially Tucson Mineral Mile channel and .com. Well, I just realized this is natural, untouched, other than picked up and maybe washed off, quartz crystals. And if you're needing anything for healing, of course, quartz is a piezo or a piezoelectric properties to it. So there's power in all of this. Look at this. I don't know what this is, a fountain or something. It's huge though. And of course, all the wonderful fluorite. Look at the size of those crystals. All down here at Madagascar Imports, S.E.A.M, the Society to Export Ammonites from Madagascar. S.E.A.M. And yet again, another showroom. Wow. Or maybe that was a little alcove off of, yeah, this large room. Serpentinite. I think this is what they make the serpent's eggs. It's really mud, geodes with mud in them that were fossilized or got hard. But we're here in the great hall here of a lot of more polished slabs, labradorite, carved bowls, granites, blue calcite, might be some anglesite here. Just all down here. And we got plenty for next year. If it doesn't go today, well, 2026 is coming up. Can't wait. These are bigger than my hat. That's how big that bowl is. That's a lot of stonework. Put the baby in the bath. And with a shot of the spears, this is our final parting shot. Goodbye. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Well, we want to thank you all for visiting Madagascar Imports, and of course here you get the red carpet treatment. They're right here along Tucson Mineral Mile. I hope you saw the banner. Well, goodbye from Madagascar Imports and Tucson Mineral Mile.